Hi, and welcome to our very first, actual real first episode of Nothing Fancy. I am your co-host, Sister Jaden.
And I'm your other co-host, Sister Joanna.
Hi, Sister Joanna. How are you?
I'm good.
You're sitting across from me. I'm sitting across from you. I'm just going to give people a quick layout of where we are. So we're in my room.
Yes.
For those of y'all who have never seen my room,
it's gross.
Go to my.
I'm kidding.
I cleaned it for you today, so it's
First time ever.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's been sometimes where you come over and it's clean-ish. It's clean-ish. It's clean-ish. I feel like there are moments though where it could be better.
It definitely.
Like last week, it was definitely
terrible.
Terrible.
Oh. Okay. So you always take it that one step.
I do. I'm sorry.
Where it doesn't need to be taken.
It's who I am. It's who I am as a person.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Well.
That's fucked.
But it is. This is who I am. So get used to it. I mean, I think you are used to it because we've already been friends for so long. So
yeah, but this is where I step off the train.
So this is where I'm like, ooh, this is my stop.
This is my drop-off
choo
point.
Choo.
So thank you for having me. It's been real, but
I said choo choo. Have you seen that video of it's like this girl and this dude fucking? And
no.
but it's like her laying on her stomach, and so it's like half her face, and so but you can't really see him, but you just hear him in the background, and he's like I'm coming like a train, and she's like choo choo.
Ew,
so
I hate it.
I feel like I need to show you this.
Okay.
It's so bad, bad.
It sounds bad. Who the fuck? Choo choo. I hate it.
It's so bad. Hold on. Where is it?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
This is the universe working in my favor.
Literally things just okay, well, I also looked it up on YouTube, so that was a bad idea, obviously.
Oh my god.
But I'm obviously YouTube's not gonna have it. It isn't a porn video. I feel like I should clarify that for everybody.
Right.
It's not a porn video.
Sure, Jaden.
Let's see. Here it
Family
is.
And friends.
Oh
Family
my
can't
God.
listen to this episode. At least the beginning. She's not into it. Choo choo.
But you know what's so bad about it?
She's over it.
The first time I saw that video, I thought it was Tori Kelly. And she looks like Tori Kelly. She really does. So I was like, that's Tori Kelly. And I was like, girl.
That good Christian woman.
That good Christian woman. I was like, that's Tori Kelly. And then I realized that it wasn't. So
You're like, oh my god.
I was like, ooh, that is not Tori Kelly. I'm so sorry. So, Tori Kelly, if you are listening to this, I apologize. I love you. I now realize that is not you.
No.
And I'm so sorry. And I hope we can move past this. I really
Probably
hope we
not.
can.
She'll never accept a friend request.
It's fine. I mean, when I'm famous, I'm like, Tori, let's work together on a song. And she's going to be like, remember that time you thought I was in that video? Yeah. I'm like, you're right. I deserve that. I deserve it. So there's that.
Pray yourself to sleep for the rest of your life.
Anyways, this video, I'm so used to saying videos. This episode is sponsored by Anchor, which if y'all don't know who Anchor and or what Anchor is this lovely platform that you can use to start your podcast. Oh my god. And that's also the platform we use. Anchor is amazing. It literally helps you to transfer your current content over from whatever platform you're currently using. You can transfer whatever you have on them over to Anchor, or you can just sign up with Anchor and start there. It's really amazing. It's easy. It's free, most importantly, and they have little transition sounds, little boppity bops and things. You can record your podcast on there. I don't know why I said boppity bops, but you can record your podcast on there.
On brand.
It is on brand. And you can just do so many amazing things. And also they will put your podcast on so many platforms
So
as
many.
well. Like, I'm not kidding. I think I have so many emails at this point of like what platforms our podcast is on. So our podcast is currently on Google Podcast.
Google.
We have Overcast.
Overcast.
We have, please hold it, Radio Public.
Radio
Sorry.
Public.
We have Breaker. We have, and I think that's it. Oh, and Spotify. I was like, oh, and we have what's that other one? The iTunes Apple Podcast. Yeah, I was like, what is it called? So yeah, so this podcast is sponsored by Anchor. Thank you, Anchor, for sponsoring this.
Thank you.
So today's episode, we're going to be talking about how me and Joanna became friends. Now, we kind of talked a little bit about it in one of my more recent videos that Joanna is in when we talked about us starting this podcast in the first place. Yeah. And so we kind of talked a little bit about some of that stuff, but like we didn't really like go in depth to all of it. So that's fun. So yeah, so we became friends. So okay, so let's start from the beginning. So I was born on June 3rd, no, I'm just kidding.
Cute.
We're starting from the beginning. Wow, what are you doing?
We're going all the way back. I'm sorry. I started a game on my phone, and it's the one that's hard to stop playing.
Okay, I need you to stop playing.
I'm going to.
Okay, yeah.
Just let this ad
end.
So, suck it.
Anyways, so yeah, so me and Joanna became friends. We started becoming friends we met at school, and it was a really fun time, really good and fresh.
We sat right next to each other, never spoke to the other, but really wanted to.
Really wanted to. There was the one time that she did correct me on a song from Trolls, and I thought it was from Into the Woods. Yes. And that's mostly because Anna Kendrick was the one singing the song.
Yes. And I sat there and I could not let him think that it was Into the Woods.
And I felt so stupid.
It was very far off, and I was like, no.
Very far off.
It's Trolls, and I was just, that just started, the energy
you said,
to this friendship.
What the hell is your issue? Why the hell would you think that this is Into the Woods? There are no woods in the Trolls movie, except for like when there is there woods. So there's that.
Clearly he knows nothing.
It's been a minute since I've seen that movie. Have you seen the second one?
No, because you had to pay for it.
Really? That's so.
Because it's still new.
Isn't it Disney?
DreamWorks.
Oh.
Technically under Disney, I guess.
Mm-mm.
But far down there, yeah.
DreamWorks?
Yeah.
It's not under Disney.
It's a part of it in some way.
I think they like collab on occasion, because I know that it's not like part of it, because me and my sister had tried looking at Shrek on Disney Plus at one point, and we were like, oh yeah, like it should be there. And she was like, no, like isn't DreamWorks part of Disney? I'm like, no, because DreamWorks makes like
Disney
really
directly. I'm saying like they
like are partnered like
yeah, like in a way. I don't know how to explain it because
maybe DreamWorks should make. I feel like they should like clump certain things together, like certain movies together, like the production companies together. So like DreamWorks and like Disney should be one, or like DreamWorks, Disney. Obviously Pixar's already part of that, Disney Pixar, but like I feel like certain things should be grouped together low key, just because I'm like it would make it so so much easier to find things. And you're like, oh, like I can just look this up, and then like it would technically be classified under that because.
Well, yeah,
but they don't do that. It's stupid. Anyways, so she corrected me on that movie. We got on a freaking side tangent, dude.
We did. It was 2 seconds.
It was
no.
That
was like shorter than most.
Yeah, that's true. So she corrected me on the movie, and like we had this class together for 5 months. It was in the fall. It was my first 5.
That's how long
August, September. Well, I guess we shouldn't really count August because it was like towards the end of August. It was like August 21st because it was the same day as the eclipse that had happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like when school was starting, I should say. Yeah. So August 20th. So we'll just say, should we count August or do you just want to count September? Let's just count August. August, September, October, November, and technically December. So really only, I'd say 4 months. Mm-hmm. And I only say that because if we just kind of clump the dates that we had class together for December and then like for the start of August together, it makes more sense. So I'm going to say 4 months.
Deep into
I really am. I'm like, I'm doing the math in my head. So yeah, so I figure that that's a little bit better. But, so yeah, so we had class together for technically 4 months, 5 months, whatever. And it was great. Our teacher was a hot mess. She was
so funny.
She was so funny, but and then like there were days she would do this face, and you know what face I'm talking about. She would like make this face where like she would like roll like one eye, and like it was I don't know how to describe it. It was she was a trip. I loved her, but she was also Puerto Rican, so like me and her vibed a lot. And like she like when she found out that I was Puerto Rican, like that was at the same time that all those earthquakes had happened, or the hurricane had happened. And she was like, yeah, like have you had any contact with your family? And I was like, yeah, girl, like apparently like they gonna be coming here for a little bit because like
shit's fucked.
So like we can't do nothing. Like they had like a generator at the time, and like that was only gonna last them for so long. So so yeah, and then class ended. I never saw Joanna again. Never. Did you go back for the spring semester or no?
I did, but then I dropped out after.
Okay, because I was gonna say I feel like I saw you around for like 2 seconds during the spring semester and then never saw you again. Which is fine. I mean, like I think, but it just sucks because we could have been friends a lot sooner. Both of us just like not been nervous people. Little beaches. We some little beaches. Damn. But yeah, so we were definitely a hot mess back then for not talking to each other. Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with us?
I have no idea.
We need to get together.
Honestly. Old us.
Old us. Ugh. Disgusting. I don't even know her.
Never.
I could never. Except we did.
But we did.
And then fast forward a almost year to a couple months to May. So when did you start working?
I started working in March.
You started working there in March at Roadhouse, and I started working March what? Weren't we like a month apart, or like 2 months apart? Same day though.
I don't think it was the same day. I can't remember the day.
Because I started on like the 21st or 22nd or something like that, and
I think mine was like the 23rd or something.
So almost like 2 months apart.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear you clicking. I just realized that. Sorry,
I just hear it on there.
Yeah, I can hear it on there.
Oh,
it's crazy. I think it's because it's on the podcast setting. That must be what it is.
The podcast.
Shut up.
Excuse me.
So yeah. So we started working together. When we first started working together, I still do this. I talk to myself a lot, and I mean we all know I talk to myself a lot. I fucking talk to a camera all the fucking time.
Yeah, we are fully aware.
And then now that's not the point. I'm just and then we I would like talk to myself, and Joanna would just sit there and listen.
I was a busser, so I was just standing around and like in different spots waiting for, people to get up so I can bus the tables. And I would stand by like where you guys would put in your orders. And I remember Jaden coming over one day, and I was like, okay, man, just do it. Because I saw him when he was getting trained. I was like, he looks familiar. Same. I was like, why did he look so familiar?
And we still hadn't realized it at that. I hadn't realized it at that point. I was like, because I wanted to ask you, and I was like, she looks like the girl that was in my class. And I was like, but maybe I'm just going crazy. I'm like, because there have been multiple times in my life where I've thought certain people were other people, and I'm like, yeah, that's them. And then I realize that is, in fact, not them, and then I feel stupid. So...
So when he came over and he was talking to himself, I thought it was funny.
Because I was a server, and, I talked to myself... Because, okay, for anybody who's ever been a server, being a server's not the worst, but guests can be very frustrating, as well as your coworkers sometimes. And so the guests more than anything, and you'll sit there and they have some like the most outlandish requests, and like you just get frustrated because you're like, no, like I don't want to do this, but like gotta do this, and like gotta do this, and it's annoying. But yeah, I was like talking to myself. Joanna's standing there, and she just listened to people. She just listened. She always just listened to me, and like occasionally, like depending on, she would giggle. She would just like kind of sit there and like, and then on occasion she would like comment. I remember one time I was talking to myself, and she was like, "Are you good?" And I was like,
he seemed upset.
I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like I'm chilling. I'm Gucci. And thus began like a small portion of our friendship.
Then I finally was like, did you go to CCA?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I said it. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. You're okay.
I was like, did you go there? You're like, yes, we had a class. Yeah. I was like, oh my god.
And I like told her, I was going crazy because I thought that maybe I was like, no, like maybe we didn't have a class together.
Right.
And yeah, wow, what a time. Funny. I mean, because at that time my hair was still short, and sorry, I just motioned the throwing up thing. Like, yeah, I hated it. Like, I mean, looking back, I was not awful with short hair, but I definitely don't want to have my hair short again.
Yeah, you look weird with it.
Yeah. If I ever cut my hair again, it will definitely be straight 24/7.
I also don't think the glasses helped.
The glasses didn't help. Like
I knew you had to have them.
Exactly. But like, because I didn't have contacts yet.
Yeah.
But then like once I got contacts, I can hear that. I can hear everything. I can hear all the movements. I hope you guys enjoy our little movements. This is almost like
I'm so
because
fidgety.
you can like
I can't
hear
just
because I can hear everything. It almost kind of like gives me like ASMR vibes, and I'm like, ooh, this is kind of nice. But yeah. Oh wait, do it again. Oh my god.
You hear?
Yeah. That's great. I have headphones on, so
I don't.
She does it, so she can't hear anything. I was looking for a headphone splitter before we started doing this, and I couldn't find it, so I'm gonna have to get another one because I'm upset now because I don't have the one that I thought I had. I think I threw it away.
I think this whole process is making him very upset.
It is. Because last week we were gonna have our first episode up, and couldn't do it because the audio on my end was like so messed up. It was like grainy and fuzzy and awful. But this ADD/ADHD really be messing me up because like now we're over here talking about how we would have had an episode last week when we should be talking about how we became friends.
I mean,
it's the same thing.
It's who we are.
It is.
This is our friendship.
This position is hurting me, and I need to move my leg. So if y'all can hear it.
Thank you.
All right, Michael Scott. Hi, welcome to the interview, Michael Scott, and Dwight Schrute. Battlestar Beats. Battlestar Galactica. I messed up the quote. But
Bears Beats.
I know. Right after I said Beats, I was like, it's Bears Beats.
I was like, Beats.
You're like, you're going backwards. I like that. That's new.
I was like, you didn't even finish.
Michael. Anyways.
Mess.
So yeah, so we like started becoming friends at that point, and like talked a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like she would usually like wait for me, or like before she ended up leaving, or like she would get cut, and like if I was already cut before her, or like if we got cut around the same time, we would like kind of sit there, and like she would just like kind of chill with me and like sit with me while I like counted out my money and stuff.
Asked about his day.
And exactly. And it was really fun. It was good and fresh. I enjoyed it. Let's go back to that.
Cute.
And then one fateful day, this is the first time Joanna gave me a ride home, and that was because it was fall going into winter. So like the weather was really nice that day. I think it was like a 70-degree day, and it was really great.
Didn't we get Olive Garden before that? Because then that's why I wanted to give you a ride. Because you were working that morning, right? And then we went to Olive Garden with Mati.
That didn't happen till later.
Mm-mm.
Yeah? That didn't happen till like didn't happen till, because me and Mati weren't like close friends yet.
You were still Jane, you talked to everybody.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well,
I'm sure because I didn't give you a ride.
Home after Olive Garden?
No, I don't think so.
Yes, you did, because we met Mati there. Yeah, you did.
No, I did not. I remember going there by myself.
God. I swear to God.
I swear to God.
Okay.
I think you were working, and then we went together, like, we walked together.
That's right. We walked... Okay, that's right. So, that's... Wow, you have a good memory. Okay. So, yeah, we all worked together that... Or, Mati... I said it so white. Mati didn't work in the morning. So, she was just meeting us there. And then... But me and Joanna had to work in the morning. Mm-hmm. So, like, we just ended up walking over there after we got off work. Mm-hmm. And, which, like... Where it was literally like a good maybe 50 steps across the street. Like they were right next to each other. And so it was a really nice day in the morning. It was like 70 degrees and like the temperature dropped like real quick and it was supposed to be snowing that night. And me and Joanna, and I actually think it did end up snowing.
Yeah, it was snowing. I remember.
It did start snowing by the time we got out of Olive Garden. And so I was like, okay, like I'm gonna go hop on the bus. And Joanna was like, what? Like, I don't think so. Like, that's not happening. I think this whole time I thought that, like, you were giving me a ride home from work, which technically in some sense you were.
Now I'm confused because that did happen where it was at work. But that's the first time I took you home.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We still went to Olive Garden before that happened. Not that day, but I'm saying we went to Olive Garden before.
Are you sure?
I'm about 100% positive because Mati was there with us having the conversation. It was the three of us. And then I was like, I'll just take you home.
I don't remember this. I have a... Like, it's so crazy because, like, there are moments where, like, I have really good... Like, my memory is, like, spot on. Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Ow.
You should just move that.
No.
It's like...
Wow.
This is a good episode. We're... That would have been a great episode. This is turning out to be great.
So great.
And
I can tell it's our first time.
I know. We're doing that's what she said.
Ooh.
That's what she's said. That's what the she's said. You can tell it's
We're just gonna done. We're gonna
done
stop
with
that.
We're just gonna stop that. Cut. So like we were doing great and but the first time Joanna ever took me home was it wasn't Olive Garden though. It was from work.
Yeah.
And so but both situations the weather was very similar though.
Yeah.
Where it was like really nice throughout the day and then like the temperature just dropped. And so she was like, "No, like I'll take you home." And I was like,
I had switched from busing to being expo in the back, and it took longer for me to leave at the end of the night. Mm-hmm. And you were staying with me and talking. And then I was like...
Tell the truth. I stayed and you kept talking to me.
No, and then...
to keep me there.
Oh, I have to go. And I was like, no, I can just take you home. Because I remember when we were in class together, you always talked about things happening in Green Valley. And I was like, he lives in Green Valley. I can take him.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I like... She... When she was like, oh, I can take you home. I was like, okay... No. And she's like, why? I was like, I don't like when people have to like go out of their way. She's like, oh, like, well, where do you live? And I was like, in Green Valley. She's like, oh, me too. And like, I was like, to her face was just like, you're lying. Like, because I would lie. I said this in the video too. Like, I would lie about stuff like that and be like,
yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I
like,
really don't. If I don't want, I'm not going to give you a ride if I don't want to give you a ride.
That's what I would do. I mean, like, if it's people that I like, I would lie and I'd be like, I would. Damn, it's that Aquarius Gemini energy. Damn.
But I don't fucking lie.
I don't lie. What is lying? I've never done that. And I was like, and so then I was like, oh, like, well, like what school do you live by? And she was like, oh, I live by like Florida Pitt. And I was like, well, anybody could say that. So.
Well, I mean, people are like, where is that at?
Where is that at? So, yeah, and then...
But then I purposely kept him there.
She kept me there all fucking night. And then she was like,
because he told me when his bus was going to be there, and I was like, okay. I kept him there, kept him helping me clean.
Literally was like...
So he couldn't leave.
I literally kept being like, I was like, oh, like, I need to leave so I can go catch the next bus. Oh, I need to leave so I can go catch the next bus.
And I'd be like, no, help me with this.
For real. And then she'd be like, oh, like, and then she'd ask me something else. Like, and it wasn't like a simple yes or no question. Like, it was definitely something.
Can talk forever.
I can. I really can. It was, I mean, I talk a lot. I really do. But it's the gay, it's like, I said this before, it's like my gay Gemini energy, like, together. and like the universe was just like, we have an abundance of energy left. We're just gonna
all on you.
all on you. And they just threw it at me. And they mixed it into my it came with my baby formula, and it was really cute.
Real cute.
And it was delicious. You know, it had a nice taste. Also, okay, so you know how parents taste their babies like baby formula to like make sure it tastes good, and like they'll like suck on the tip of like the nipple of the bottle to like make sure it's coming out.
No.
You've never seen that?
No,
okay,
because
well, that
you just pour it out.
I've never seen that. I've like seen parents be
Okay.
like, and I'm like,
is it white people?
Yep, usually. Usually it is white people. And I
that is the weirdest shit I've ever heard.
It's so weird. It's so dumb. Have you ever been to a baby shower where like you have to like they like put some beverage in the baby bottle and like the nipple, the hole for the bottle hasn't like been opened up enough, so like you have to like get all the liquid out of there and like suck it out. It's so fun. It hurts the jaws like you would not believe. Anyways, yeah, Joanna just kept me there all night.
Yep.
And it was great. And then she was like, "Oh, you missed your bus. I'll take you home."
I guess I'll have to take you home.
Darn it. And thus began the full-fledged friendship. And at one point, I don't remember how long I'm assuming it had been a few months, but at one point, like, we were talking about, like, I was like, oh, like, I really want to start going to the gym, because, like, but, like, I need a gym partner, because, like, I don't want to go by myself. I was, like, super insecure at the time. Like, it's weird, because, like, being gay, I know that, like, other gay guys are, like, very, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym and, like, work out. But, like, me being, like, so small and, like, skinny, like, having very little muscle, I was, like, uncomfortable. So, like, I always wore hoodies to the gym. Anyways, but at one point, we were talking about that in the car, and Joanna was like, yeah, like, I'm down. Like, she's like, I, like, want to start working out, too. And I was like, hell yeah, like, let's do it.
Right.
And so...
Meanwhile, we just both canceled our memberships.
Yeah, we both did it. I mean, like, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so, like, there's really no reason. It was
so weird. I went in there, and people are wearing their mask and every other
Oh, that's
equipment.
only recent. That's recent.
For real?
Yeah, they just sent that email out, like, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And
well,
they were
maybe
like...
because people weren't doing it.
Probably.
Because everywhere it says that you have to wear it.
Yeah.
When I
and,
went
like,
in.
And then they just sent out an email, like, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. They were like... it's now, like, you have to, like, wear your mask inside, like, while working out, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like...
Which is kind of, like, y'all are...
Like, why is the gym even open then? Like... Which also, like... it was stupid.
Anywho.
But we
joined the gym together.
We joined the gym together, same day. We only joined at the time that we did... because we were going to go to this other gym called... what's it called? Aspire Fitness. We were going to go there. It was the same pricing every single month. And we were like, cool, great, tight, like, whatever. And so we were going to do that, but then...
It was
like,
too far, and it was like, ridiculous there when we had one down the street from us.
Right, we were like, we're just not going to... Like, why would we waste gas? So then we decided... Like, the only reason why, like, we had considered that gym was because, like, they had, like... kind of like Soul Cycle, but like you could like watch movies while you did it, which was like really cool. And like there wasn't obviously like I don't think there was an instructor, but like it was really cool, and like you could like work out and like watch movies, like, which was nice because like I like to be distracted while I'm working out. Right. So, and then we were like, nah, we need a gym close to home.
I am mad though because I got Apple AirPods. After I stopped going to the gym. Right. Which would have been so helpful at the gym.
I know, because I got mine, like, right before. Damn. But, yeah, so we started the same day. They were having, like, a promo, not like a sale, but like a deal.
They say this thing at the beginning of every year where it's like, oh, it's only $10 a month, but it's there the entire time. There's always a $10 a month thing.
Right. I think every gym has a $10 or, like, up to, like, $15 a month, like somewhere in there.
But they try and play people to bring them in for the new year, being like, "Oh, this is our new deal," but it's literally there all the time.
And the deal was like, if you sign up now, it's like 50 cents to cancel, no commitment fee, like whatever, like all this other stuff. And we were like,
there's no fee.
There was no fee. And so then we were like, okay, cool, great, tight, like whatever.
And I knew this because I had previously had a membership that I had canceled before.
They're like, when you went in the other day, they were like, oh, you're canceling again.
Oh,
Congrats.
If you would have said that, I would have walked right out and been
You're
like, if y'all charge me again, I swear to God.
I told you I would do it for you over the phone.
No, not that. I don't get, like, I knew it was coming.
Also, I don't know. Okay, well, I'll say that in a second. But then, so yeah, we both just canceled our memberships because they just charged us, like, the annual fee with, like, zero warning or anything, which bothered me more than it bothered Joanna. I was really bothered by it because I was just like, why didn't y'all tell anybody that you were doing this? Like, y'all are stupid. And so, yeah, so that was great. But when she went to go, I was obviously talking to her on the phone. When she went to go cancel it, like, somehow she knew what my email was. She knew all these, like, things about me. And, like, so I'm wondering if, like, it was just, like, my phone number. And, like, she just used the phone number on, like, the phone that popped up.
Did you tell her your name?
Mm-mm.
You didn't say, hi,
Nope.
my name's Jaden.
Nope. Like, when I called, I was like, hi, I just have a few questions. And like was like, why, like, why didn't y'all give any warning or whatever? And she was like, well, we charged you guys on the 16th/17th of July. That was your warning. You had up until the 25th to be able to cancel. And I was like,
I was charged in June. So...
You were charged in June?
Yeah. When they opened, I was charged.
I was not charged. That's so crazy. Wow. Well, Planet Fitness is trash. Anyways, going to a new gym. It's called... Just kidding.
Home.
It's called Home. It's called My Room. And
Chloe
it has...
Ting.
With Chloe Ting. Chloe Ting is my personal instructor. I love her. She doesn't really know that I exist, probably. But that's okay.
Probably not at all.
Not at all. She will one day. And we'll be, like, best friends. And, like...
Best friends, huh? Again? We're bringing this up again. I'm kidding.
People are gonna think that, like, you're actually super controlling. They're like,
oh my god, people are. You guys, I'm just joking. We both do this.
We do.
I don't give a shit about anything.
She doesn't. She literally does not care about
I'm the most fucking
anything.
chill person.
Well, no, I'm just kidding.
Try me, Jen.
So yeah, so we signed up at the gym together. We started going to the gym. It was like middle end part of winter, because it was in March when we signed up. Or was it April?
No, because I think it was the beginning of summer, because it was hot.
I remember it being cold at some points, though.
Nope.
No?
No, I'm pretty sure
it was summer. That's right. I don't know what I'm thinking then. What is wrong with me? I'm going to jump off a cliff. Highest one I can find.
Just jump off your roof.
No, we started... I hate that I didn't even, like, process that. No, we did start going in, like, March. Because I remember at one point, I went to Uber to the gym, and it was snowing outside. So we started somewhere in, like, March or April. It was still, like, cold-ish. But I think, like, me and you would only go in the mornings.
Yes.
On certain days or whatever. So that was fun. So yeah, that was great. But then we kept going to the gym, really good and fresh. Wow,
really?
Got that good workout. We didn't use all the other equipment. We only stayed in Planet Fitness has like this 30 minute like workout circuit thing, and that's all we used.
Treadmill, 30-minute circuit.
Yeah, we started off on the treadmill for like 10 minutes, and then we went into the 30-minute workout circuit, and we were like, cool. Perfect.
We got our workout and we're leaving. Now we're gonna go get some fast food.
We would go to Wendy's or I remember one time we went to Village Inn. There was one time we were driving and I saw a taco truck and I was because I had to go to the post office right after and you were like Gina, we just went to work out and I was like, yeah, I know, but I want tacos. And
he does this every time. He's the main reason that we got food after the gym.
Yeah.
Jaden's always like, oh, let's go get food now. I'm like, that's just that.
And at first it was kind of healthy
now.
stuff because it was oh, let's go to Subway. And I was like Subway, eat fresh.
That happened one time.
That happened 3 times. And then we never did it again. Because after that, it was oh, I'm hungry. Do you want to go to Wendy's? Do you want to go to Village Inn? And
and we'd look at the healthy stuff, but everything was gross.
Yeah, everything just did not look good. And I know people are always no, try the healthy stuff. It's really good.
It's not
that good.
It's really not.
It's kind of disgusting.
It is.
I would rather die, if I'm being honest. But oh well. And then at some point
we would literally spend the entire day together, go home, get ready for work, go to work together. We'd meet each other at work, be at work together,
and then
drive home. We literally spent nearly every second together.
Like, we were always together. It was
that is
insane.
So crazy.
Like, the only days like we were not together was Mondays and Fridays, and even then we would find some way to hang out on Fridays if you weren't working, because I didn't work on Mondays and Fridays, but you usually worked Monday through Thursday.
Worked any time that they fucking put me on. I didn't have sad days at all.
But I was like, I told them, I was like, I'm not working Mondays and Fridays. Mostly because I hated working Mondays. That was the slowest day to work.
Yeah.
And you had like 3 table sections. So like you only had 3 tables. And so like because it's so slow, like you're literally not making much money. So like it just really sucked. And then Fridays became like a really bad day for me because I literally just became like
so busy.
Yeah, it wasn't working. And I was like, and I started getting really stressed out on Fridays because what they were doing was they were scheduling me on Fridays to work, and then they would schedule me to work all day on Saturdays, and then all day on Sunday, and then all day on Monday. And so then that's why I was like, no, like y'all, I was like, I'm like, I'm not working all day anymore, like, and I'm like for sure not gonna be working like the nights only either. Like y'all are gonna have to like schedule me some mornings and only mornings as well. And so then one of the managers, he was like, I can do this for you. How about you work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday and Sundays all day. And then on occasion, like if we if we have everybody scheduled or whatever, and I can get you Saturday nights off or Sunday nights off. And it was really rare to get Sunday nights off, but it was more easy to get Saturday nights off for some reason. I don't know why.
Sundays was the busiest day.
Everybody hated Sundays. Sundays were the days that everything would go wrong.
Everything went wrong.
Like
and it
there was
didn't make any sense.
There was literally one time where like we ran out of ribs, we ran out of like the chicken, we ran out of chicken
and
tenders.
Was like, oh my god, what's going on? And they were like, it's Sunday.
It's Sunday.
You know what I think it is? Because on Sundays they opened earlier. Where we work during the week, it only opened at 4 or 3. And then on the weekends, on Saturday, it opened at 12. And then on Sunday, it opened at 11. So the people who are prepping have less time to prep because everything is fresh fucking shit, whatever. Because
they're like, it's fresh, never frozen. That's literally like their like whole thing. They're like fresh, never frozen.
Like, so everything is cut, like diced, everything is made in the morning when it's not open. And on Sundays there was hella less time than there usually was. I would know, I was in bake. It's fucking terrible. Okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead and drop that bread recipe and the butter recipe. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, it's really not that hard. People really be overthinking it. Like you're
like, it's Damien, cinnamon and it's butter.
me and Damien watched a video about someone went like a cook. He went to Roadhouse and he ate the food, and then he was like, oh, I'm gonna make this at home and see if it matches or whatever. And he was like explaining, he was like, I don't know how they make the butter, but I'm guessing this is how they make the butter. And I was like, you are really overthinking it, bro. Like, I'm like, it's
I thought you were gonna be like, you are spot on.
Like, no, it's just the way he was doing it. It was like, you're overthinking it. It's really not that, it's not that tough.
It's not that tough. Well, I need you to give me the recipe, so I can just give it to everybody.
Sure, I only know it in huge batches.
That's fine. That's fine. I actually don't care. I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
I literally don't know why I know how to do this. I've figured out how to, because it's super stupid. I've figured out in my life how to make things and like make the batches so much smaller. So like you could like give me a recipe for like oh, this is the pancake recipe, and the serving, like, it serves 8 people.
Right.
I will figure out how to get it to serve 2 people, and then to make 4 pancakes and only feed myself those 4 pancakes. Like, it's a problem. I don't know why I learned how to do that.
You know what it is?
But it's a problem.
I remember everything of, like, how to make it, right? Except I don't know, because it was a big-ass bag of flour. That's the only thing I don't know.
You don't know what flour it was?
Not what flour it was, just how much was in it.
Damn.
That's it.
Oh yeah, they did put flour in it. Huh. Damn.
That's how you make bread.
No, not the bread, the butter.
You said bread.
Did I say bread? Oh, I meant butter. I want both now. Anyways, that's not the point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just give me both.
I don't know
we'll leak
exact.
We'll leak the recipes.
But I can tell you the ingredients.
That's fine. That's okay.
I just want that garlic butter.
Dude, the garlic butter was so good. So bomb. And their honey... Okay, I'm not a honey mustard person, but their honey mustard was bomb.
I wish I knew how to make... I didn't do those.
Damn it. Maybe we can, like, finesse somebody else there. Oh, we do know some people who still work there. We can try to finesse them. Be like,
yo, go take a picture of the recipe. In the back. It's right up here. Like, I know where it's at. What were we even talking
about? We were talking about the gym. We were talking... we got sidetracked.
How Sundays were terrible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we just ran out of everything on Sundays. Mm-hmm. It was really crappy. And then, like, finally, you know, June comes around. And, like, they had been playing both me and Joanna for some time at this point. With our schedules, with, like, just literally everything. And, like...
I wasn't in June,
like,
but we can...
Oh, I'm just skipping to June because it's like that was about the time that we both started getting fed up and we were both like, we're looking for new jobs because like like they were treating me like crap.
Towards the end of the year. Because
of 2018.
18, bro.
We didn't leave there until 2019.
I know, I'm trying to think. Yeah, towards the end of 2018.
That they started treating us like crap?
Yeah.
But like we both were like fed up by June, and that's when we started looking for jobs.
Not June.
Yeah?
No, at the beginning of next year.
Sorry, I meant June of 2019 is when we were fed up. They were treating us like crap. Yeah, sorry.
You said 2018.
You said the end of the year, so I thought I just figured you would know what I meant.
No, because you said 2018.
That's my fault. Okay, so 2019, June 2019 is when we were, like, fed up and we started looking for new jobs. And, like, we were like, we're quitting, F it. Right. Because they were playing Joanna. They were treating me like crap. Like, the manager, like, one of the managers...
We're gonna make a whole podcast on it, don't worry.
We are. Y'all will get all the tea.
All the tea.
But that we just got treated like crap, and then eventually we started looking for new jobs, and we both quit. I think our last days were a month apart from each other, or a week apart from each other. Because your last, I don't remember what your last day was, but mine was like August
18th was mine, I'm pretty sure, or 19th.
I think yours was the 19th.
It was a Monday.
And then mine was like, and then I started at my new job, Cheesecake Factory, not a good place. The week after that, great. And also the same day that I started classes that semester, and so yeah, so that was really fun. I can still hear you clicking. It's so
I'm
funny.
Sorry. I'm going back to see. I was like, yeah, the 19th was my last day.
And then, so yeah, and then we obviously kept in contact and, like, would see each other every freaking, like, few days or something. Like, I'd be done with class or whatever. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? You want to hang out? Let's do this. And she's like, bitch, I have to work. And I'm like...
Yeah, because I had chosen a completely different work schedule than we had before.
Because, like, she was now working in the mornings, and I was still only working at nights. I refuse. I hate working in the mornings.
Oh, I'm getting a new job.
It's not that I, like, can't get up in the morning, because I can do it. I'm very, very capable. I just, like, I'd prefer to sleep in and sleep as long as I can to, like, get as much sleep as possible.
Oh, yeah, I see that now. Like, I was like, yeah, no. But...
It sucked. And then, yeah, but, like, we've just been...
Back.
Oh, yeah, we have to go back. So, at one point...
I was like, we need to go back.
We skipped so much.
We did.
At one point, I just wanted to tell them the end of our time together at Roadhouse, but how we still stayed friends, and we just became amazing. But
we became amazing.
So at one point, me and Joanna, like, when we would go home, she would take me home.
Yeah.
And at one point, like, we just started. At first, it started off as, like, me just sitting in your car for maybe, like, an extra, like, 15 to 30 minutes of just, like, talking.
And, like, honestly, we wouldn't plan it. It just happened. We're like, oh, shit, like, you gotta go. Like, that was it. But then we were just like, you know what? It's gonna happen. Let's let it happen.
Let's let it happen. And then we finally, like, we just, like, start talking for, like, hours. Like, literally till 3 a.m.
We would be done at work.
At, like, 11. Maybe, like, 10:30.
During the week, it was, like... We would leave work at, like, 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
like,
then,
on occasion, Like, if it was really slow and Joanna, like, finished cleaning really quick, I got all my tables out of there really quick. Because they closed at 10. Yeah. So then we would be able to get out of there by, like, 10:30. And sometimes Joanna would be done before me.
If I, like, fucking was cleaning the entire time before we closed.
We'd be out of there.
Honestly.
And then... But then, obviously, like, on nights where it's, like, more busy, like, we'd get out of there sometimes by, like, 11:30, just really depended. And then we'd go home to my house.
Oh, my God, it's so bad. We'd sit... Oh, my God.
We'd sit in my driveway.
Till, like, 3 a.m.
Yeah, like, at first it started off at, like for, like, an hour.
Like, midnight.
And we were like,
fine.
Midnight. And then we were like, I'm like, I have to go inside. And then, like, it started getting to, like, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like... Turn off your lights so that way they don't know we're out here. And then I was like, and turn off your car too so my mom can't hear it. And so like, we would just sit out there. And then finally, one night, we were just sitting there and it's like, we're just sitting there talking. Mm-hmm. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I remember one night we were sitting out there till like 3 a.m. and we were doing like those stupid, like we were doing our country accents and we were like, oh, Martha, no.
I'm a Southern belle.
I'm a Southern belle.
Talking about our husbands,
our
children,
and how
that was literally an hour of us just pretending to be
people
Southern
that
belles. We just
I don't know why.
Oh
and so
God.
We were so bad,
And
then finally my mom was like, she was like, y'all cannot be out there all night talking. And
meanwhile my mom's like, you coming home? I'm like, yeah, I'll be there maybe later.
I'll be there soon.
She's like, okay.
And then she'd call like 2 or 3 more times. Like, I thought you were coming home. You're like, I am. We're still talking.
That'd be if we got off extra early. Like if I was busing and you were cut early.
Oh, those were such good.
Those were good days.
Those were perfect.
We would
days.
Always stop and get food when
we would like stop at Wendy's. Joanna's the one who put me onto the Asiago Chicken Ranch Club, spicy chicken ranch from Wendy's, and it's so bomb. Yeah. But every time I go now and I get it, I always tell them they put too much ranch on there.
That's why every time, no ranch.
I literally, I've been telling them now. I'm like, I have to specify because last time I went, I said, or like 2 times ago when I went, I was like, can y'all put light ranch on there? Mm-hmm. And they were like, yeah. And I think they mistook that as like, you know how like there's actual like light ranch, like the healthier ranch. They put a lot of that on there, and I was like, that's not what I meant.
Like light amounts.
And so when I went back again, I had to specify that, and I was like, can y'all put light ranch on there? And I was like, and when I say light, I mean just like a little bit of ranch, like not the light dressing, just a little bit. And he was like, funny? Oh, okay, I got you. And I was like,
when I first ordered it, I was like, yeah, give me the Asiago ranch, but
which is
no
so
ranch.
Funny because you don't like ranch.
Because I don't like ranch, and you were like, "What? Then why are you getting that?" I was like, "Because I like everything else on it. I just don't want the ranch." Because I
like everything else. I like the spiciness. I like everything, but the ranch is. Ugh.
I was like, I just don't like the ranch. Everyone reads me for it. Damien read me for it too. The first time I told him that's what I wanted. I'm like, I don't like the ranch, but the sandwich is good. I found an alternative now.
Sandwich is bomb. It's so good.
It is.
And so yeah, so we would get food and like sit around the corner. And I remember one night, and if we didn't get food from like somewhere else, we would just get food from our job, and we were just like tight. So like the one thing I like introduced us to was I like started turning the boneless buffalo wings into like little sliders.
Oh,
they were so good, dude. We need to get some. I've been craving some lately.
I wanted Roadhouse so bad, but I can't show my face.
Girl, I don't have a problem going back there.
I know you don't. And it sucks because and it's right by Damien's house, but he also refuses to go in there.
Girl, if y'all ever want anything,
for
just
obvious
tell me.
reasons.
Just tell me if you ever want anything, and I'll go pick it up. Like, I really don't care. Just like call it in and use like a different name. Please.
I'll be like, yo, Shannon, are you in the area? Are you doing anything? Listen.
Even if I'm not in the area and I'm literally over here, I would literally drive over there.
Would drive.
I just like to drive. I like to go over there just to say hi to people because obviously, like, we still have friends who work there, and so it's just really nice to like see them, like check up on them, and like see how they're doing and stuff. Right. And they're great, but
which I do miss them, but yeah, it's just I feel
so
weird going in there.
I feel weird because of the managers. Which I hit up one of the managers. I'll tell you about that after this. But I did
tea.
The tea. I've found out some interesting things. So woo. Oh, that might mess up the mic. Maybe not. not us going woo, but like the loudness of it.
Oh,
you're like, how is the woo gonna
I was like, I've been talking this loud the entire time.
But there was one video. There was one time when we sat in the car till 3 a.m.
Yes.
Where
Are you talking about the time where we scared each other?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
Oh girl.
And is it this one? It is. Okay. So
what is it?
So there was one time we were sitting there and we were talking, and we till 3 a.m. and it was because I had just seen this video the day before, and it was a time lapse of the future. You can find it on YouTube. It's by Melody Sheep. It has 40 million views. It was posted a year ago. That's when we still worked there. Yeah, still worked there. We were going to be quitting, but when this video came out, so I remember I had just seen it the day before, or maybe that day, and I was like,
it was
the night before. And I was like, I need to tell Joanna about this. So, like, we're sitting in the car, and I'm, like, telling her about it. I'm like, so, like, this is what it is, like, blah, 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 explaining it to her. And then we, like, start talking about, like, alternate universes and, like, all this other stuff.
Conversation
we
about
start talking
life
about
shit.
life. We start talking about, like, if we actually were living in a simulation.
I think we both cried at one point. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, we did. We did. I don't remember at what point that was, but we did cry. I do remember.
Did cry. We talked about death, like, alternate universes.
We were talking about, I had brought up like white holes, which is like like obviously black holes like suck everything in, you can't see anything. White holes are the opposite, and like they throw things out, and like
simulations. We talked about
everything,
and it scared us so much.
It was so bad.
We were so scared, and then I was like terrified driving home. It was so weird because we were like, okay, you were like, tell me when you get home, because we were so freaked out.
We were like terrified because it was like windy that night. It was windy as hell.
And things was like a bunch of shit was going on.
Like we kept hearing things.
Was the Get Out house that night?
Yeah, it was the Get Out house. So by the way, so just to clarify, this house that lives down the street from me is not the actual Get Out house.
No, but
like they had like a party or whatever, and everybody was leaving
but
at the exact same
couples,
time.
And they were all
it was all couples. They were all white. They were all leaving at the exact same time. And so like me and Joanna were like sitting there, and like the windows were like cracked. We couldn't turn on the car because we were like they're gonna see us. They're gonna like hear the windows go up.
But my front one wasn't.
Yeah.
So
we were like crouched down.
And I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god. And so then we pull up in my driveway, we get home, it's really great. We're sitting there, and like then we keep hearing little things. We're like the wind's blowing, like, and then we'll hear like leaves like kind of crunching. Yeah. Almost as if somebody has just stepped on them.
Everything was just scaring us. Like,
and then
these were normal sounds, but they were heightened because we were scared.
We were terrified. We were like, the FBI, like, we're gonna die.
They're like,
and then
our FBI agents heard this whole conversation. They're gonna come looking for us because we like, what is it, like, we hacked the system. We figured out the world.
We figured everything out. And then I get out of the car, and I get out of the car, and as I'm walking up to the keypad to open up the garage, I hear a loud crunching sound behind me. Like, which, like, the way it sounded, it literally sounded like somebody, like, stepped on, like, a bunch of leaves. And I was terrified, and I was, like, I whipped around, and, like, I looked at Joanna, I was like, go, 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 and, like, and she left, and I was like, she read my lips, I was like, just tell me when you get home, go, 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 and she left, and I, like, get inside, she leaves, garage closes,
when I was driving home, it was extra creepy, because usually, when we're talking late at night, I'll drive home, but there's still people on the road. There was nobody on the road.
This night. And I think the same night, it also happened to be kind of foggy, too.
Yes,
and we were like, this isn't right. Like, this
got
isn't okay.
home, I parked my car, and I booked it inside.
Booked it.
Because I also live on the corner of my street, and sometimes that street light doesn't come on.
So our street light wasn't working that night either. This was the creepiest night ever. We were terrified. We thought we were gonna die.
And then I told Damien, and he was like, seriously?
Which also, by the way, logically speaking, there's no way our FBI agents would have been able to get to us that fast.
No one cared.
Also, I was thinking about this the other day, and again just now, was like, whenever like I would go inside, I would always like like the garage would be going down, and I would like get down and like wave to you as it like closed.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, our Wreck-It Ralph moment. I missed that. Anyways, but yeah, and then at some point, Joanna started letting me drive her car home to my house because
he wanted to get his license.
I was supposed to get my license so when I got my license, it was actually last year, in August 8th or something of 2019. Mm-hmm. And I know it was the beginning of August. And so, but I was supposed to take my test like a month before that, at the DMV closer to my house. The only reason why we took it at that, when was I originally? I think I was supposed to take it like mid-July, and we took it I took it at the other one because it was a lot sooner. Because like that one's like doesn't get very busy, and it's also a really big location, and so I was like, oh, tight. So I went to that one, but the first one I didn't end up passing, or I didn't even get to take it
because your mom didn't have the
insurance. She didn't have it wasn't like, it was already registered in my name, but she forgot it at home. Right. And so like then she like called my sister, and she was like telling the lady, she's like, oh, like can we fax it? And the lady was like, no, it has to be the original copy, whatever, blah blah blah. Right. And my mom was like, oh my god. And so at this point I'm frustrated. I can't even take my test.
You can't take
but tests. And so then they were like, yeah, and I was like,
are you
kidding?
Reschedule.
And then
it was so far away.
My mom tried to like put it on me and was like, oh, like why didn't you, like you should have called to like make sure. I'm like I did call and I did check, and like these are the things that like they told me that I needed. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and I said, is this all we need? Like how are you gonna put this on me? And also like why wasn't this already in the car? Because at this point I've been driving this car, like I've been driving it to work, like but with like my mom or with my stepdad in the car, and like but obviously it hasn't been in there this whole time. I'm like, so this is not my fault. I'm like, this is on y'all, and more specifically you. And so, but anyways, before this I had been driving Joanna's car home for a hot minute. I'd been driving it like home in the rain, in the snow. I'd been driving it like everywhere. Like she would just let me drive her car home because I was like, I need the experience. I don't have enough time in my life and throughout the day to drive like with my mom. Obviously my mom never knew about this. If my mom did know about it at the time, she would have killed us both probably. I don't know. I don't like to assume things, but I'm assuming she probably would have killed us. And
a
surprise, Mom. We
I actually taught Jaden to drive.
She's the reason I know. You and my sister both. You and my sister both are the reason why. Because like once I was like able to like get and better time manage, I was able to like drive with my sister more, and like she's the one who taught me how to parallel park and like all this other stuff. So I did great. I was really good at parallel parking, and now I'm going to teach Joanna how to parallel park. So that's the end of this episode. No, just kidding.
No, fuck that. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, I love parallel parking. I just did it the other day, and I was so proud of myself. I almost hit the car behind me by accident, almost, and then I realized that I didn't, because I hit and ran over a water bottle, and I was like, I just hit this car, oh my god. And I immediately got out, and I looked, and I was like I didn't even like move the car forward or anything. I was like, I just need to know if I hit this car or not, like for sure before I move it, so that way I can like leave a note and like say like sorry, and like leave my insurance or like whatever if need be. The car's not even touching the car.
Like,
and what? I like look, and then I look at my tire, and it's on a bottle, and I was like, whoo, thank God. But then now looking back and thinking about it, I guess my car would have like shook a little bit if I did hit that car. So I'm kind of
That's
stupid.
happened to me, you know, just like getting into a parking spot. Like I'll go up, and I've always had like a smaller car, so I'm like, oh, I have room, and then I'll like tap it. And I'm like, oops.
Yeah.
Let me back down.
I have tapped the car a few times. Just tapped. It wasn't like a full like back up into it.
Yeah, but it's always kind of funny to me because I do have a smaller car.
I can hear all of that. That's so funny.
I do have a smaller car, and I mean not anymore.
I mean, our cars are like about the same size.
I mean, not anymore, but like my other
car,
it was smaller, and the cars that were always parked in front of me were very big. So when I like tap it, it'd be like I'm like, I barely touched you. I barely touched you.
What was that? You dramatic, dude. Ugh.
But yeah.
We were so wild. Like, what the hell?
Honestly.
Oh my god. I'm so happy though that we've stayed friends. I mean, like, obviously, like, there are always moments where, like, I'm like, sometimes I get scared because I'm like, oh my god, Joanna doesn't want to be my friend anymore. Or, like, she hates me. But then, like, 2 seconds later, like, the second we see each other.
I talk to you. I'm kidding.
Understandable. That's actually understandable.
I'm like, you do send texts at really random moments, and they're really long because they're voicemail.
Yeah, I refuse. I hate sending text messages. It just takes too long to type them out. So I only use voice notes unless the only time I text is when, like, actually text is when I know the message is, like, super short. It's like, oh yeah, like, that's fine or whatever. Or like, okay, you know, like, why would I send a fucking voice note and be like, okay, and then send that.
You
like,
did yesterday.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I was like, okay, that's fine, like, blah, blah, blah. And, like, that was it.
Yeah,
which
like,
literally
okay,
could have been typed
fine.
out.
And I was like, I looked at it, I was like, that is the short, did he mean to send this? And I played it, and I was like, I guess he did.
I don't think I did. I think I actually meant to type it out. But I don't remember what I was doing at the time, so I think that's probably why I ended up doing it. Mm-hmm. What time was that at? That was at late at night, huh?
I don't remember.
I think it was late at night.
No, I think it was... Because I think I listened to it at work. Yeah, it was in the morning.
Then I wasn't home yet. I was driving, that's why. I said, okay, that's fine.
At 9 a.m.?
At 9 a.m.? Wait, at 9 a.m.?
Yeah, yesterday.
What the hell was I doing at 9 a.m. then? I mean,
it was also almost 10, but it was 9 a.m.
I think I was in the process of, like... I don't even know what I was doing yesterday. It's a hot mess. Oh, well, I don't care. But yeah, that's how we became friends. Do you have, like, any other memorable, notable things?
I mean... I don't know. I mean, you got me my boyfriend.
I did. Okay, I need to tell this story because I am the reason. So for the longest time, Joanna's current boyfriend Damien.
Oh, that's so bad because I remember telling him and he was like, because we made a bet and he was like, guys usually do that, and I was like, it wasn't a bad thing though. It
wasn't a bad thing. So Damien. We all worked together. Me, Damien, Joanna, Mati, all these people.
At the
time, we did all work together. Mm-hmm. And so me and one of our other coworkers had been, like, asking Damien, like, we'd been, like, trying to, like, already see, like, if it would be compatible.
Before that, he was, I don't know what we were talking about. He was saying, like, oh, the guys who worked in the kitchen thought I was cute. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, right. Like,
I said this?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I was like, yeah, right. Fucking bullshit. Like, I didn't think that. And he was like, yeah, Damien especially. And I was like, no.
And, like, I could tell. It was, like, the way he acted
like,
with you.
No, not even. And he was like, yes. I was like, you want to make a bet? We'll make a bet. And I was like, okay, let's make a bet. Where we're going to ask him.
Well, even before that, though. Because at one point, I remember, like... it was like something stupid, but like we hadn't bet just yet. And I was just like, okay, like, I was like, I know he likes, because it was, so before that, it was you guys were already texting at that point, right?
No.
Like by the party?
No?
Okay. So,
it was after.
So at this point, right before our, like, employee holiday party or whatever.
Which was on my birthday.
Which was on her birthday, February 3rd.
My 21st birthday.
This was a good year.
It was the big one.
This was a good year for you. And we sat there, and so I was like, at the party, I was like, no, I was like, he likes you. I was like, I mean, like...
this was before, because it was leading up to that.
It was leading up to it. But, like, we literally kept giving you a hard time. We were like, no, like, he thinks you're so cute.
And I was like, yeah, and then, no, he doesn't.
And then like, you wore this beautiful dress, which...
It's in the promo.
It's in the picture. It's in the picture for our podcast. And sorry, let me rephrase that. It's in the new picture for our podcast. The other one was just temporary. And so he, like, kept staring at her. He kept looking at her. And I was like, girl, I'm like, he's looking at you. And, like, every time she would look over at him, he wasn't looking anymore. I was like, girl, I promise you he's looking at you. I was like, unless he's looking at me, but I don't think he is. So
everyone told me afterwards, too. They're like, we saw him looking at you.
We saw him. And she also won Best Dress that night, thank God. Because the other people who were, like, nominated were, like, kind of shallow.
Some people were salty about it.
They were a little bitter.
And it wasn't even the people who were nominated.
Exactly. And then, so then fast forward a little bit. Me and Joanna, like, make this little bet. And I was like,
That was before.
The bet was before?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm positive because I remember because we told Maggie to ask him. And she thought that I had a crush on him.
And I was like,
Fam,
no.
she told Fam. I'm saying all of their names. I am so sorry.
That's okay. I guess it's fine.
And he was like, oh, so she thinks you like him and blah, 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 blah. And so he asked him instead.
That's right.
And he was like, oh, yeah, like, do you think she's cute? And that's the one night I'm like, he always leaves really quick. He always left really quick. And
that's
I'm like,
the one night.
That was the one night. He took forever to clean. He was done.
And then he hugged you before he left.
I saw him walking
He's like, all right, bye, Joanna, and hugged you. That was the first time he ever hugged you. And I was like,
and I was like, no, because he did before. He had like a couple times before. It wasn't like every day.
But this one was different because he
stayed. He waited.
He stayed and he waited. He took his time.
He waited.
And every single time after that, he always took forever to clean.
I was hiding my face the entire time. Was talking to our manager. I already said his name.
Yeah, that's fine.
But anyways, and I was just waiting to go, and he came and he said bye, and I was like, bye. I fucking beat red. I'm like so embarrassed.
That was a good night, dude. And then, oh my god, that was such a good night. Ugh.
Oh my god.
And then fast forward. So then we fast forward about almost not even a full month, maybe like 2 weeks past. We'll say a week and a half past the employee party. And me and one of our other coworkers, we were like, okay. I was like, I'm gonna ask him if he.
That was like a week.
Yeah, it was like a week.
Yeah, because
and I asked
another
him,
week after that is when he asked for my number.
Okay. And I was like, okay, I'm going to ask him if he thinks she's cute. So I go up to him. I'm like, hey, Damien. And Joanna's like nervous. So like she's like cleaning. She's keeping her head down.
I'm pretending like I don't know he's asking this question.
And I'm like, hey, Damien, I have a question for you. He's like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, do you...
He also told me that he knew that all of this was happening. He knew that they were going to ask the question.
We were not secretive about it.
But that's the thing. I'm like... I hate him. He knew everything, and it made me mad.
And I asked him, I was like, hey, Damien, do you think Joanna's cute? And he's like, or no, I was like, do you like Joanna? And then he was like, what's not to like? And I was like, and I cried deeply inside because I was just so excited. And then I was like, do you think she's cute? He's like, yeah, of course. I kept keeping my head
up over the thing.
Like, to like see. And then like he looked over at one point and like she like shot back down.
I was like,
and so then like she got his number a week later.
It was snowing.
It was snowing.
And it was snowing. Oh, I remember the day before that, I had picked up a shift. To be cheap.
Also, guys, sorry this is such a long episode. This is our first episode, so we're just gonna go for a little while longer, and then we'll be done.
Yeah, we're just gonna finish the story.
We're gonna finish the story, and we'll be done.
Promise. But the whole week, that whole week after that, he would walk me to my car, and we would talk on the way he was walking to my car, and then I was like, you know what? He's not gonna ask me for my number. I'll ask for his. Fine, I'll do it. I got the confidence up. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. It's okay, you know.
She's like, fuck it.
2019.
She's like, it's a new year, new me, that bitch.
And I was like, I picked up a shift on Friday to be a busser. And I was like, I made sure it was the closing busser too. But at the time, the closing busser had a new...
like job, like
new
you guys had
job
to, like,
to do.
Mop and
we
stuff.
had to mop the floor.
Which was, like, not something they had to do before. It was kind of stupid.
Which didn't bother me at all. My thing was...
It bothered me.
I needed to be done so that he could walk me to my car. So, I had finished, like, all the spots except one because this one server was taking forever. And I was like, hey...
Oh.
And I told him, I was like, hey, can you hurry up and clean? He had one table left. I was like, can you hurry up and clean that one table? Because I'm trying to mop and get out of here. And he was like, yeah. And I went and I mopped one part, like the 300s. So he didn't see me. And he left. and he had music playing. So I thought his, like, there was music still playing when he left.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought his music was still playing. So I came back in, and Juan, he was there, and he was like, because he knew I had a crush on him, and he knew the whole thing, and he was like, oh, are you looking for him? And I was like, yeah, like, where is he? He's not right here. Like, where is he at? And then he asked Jose, who was expoing, he was like, hey, is this... he asked him, is this the white boy's music? In Spanish? And he was like, no, it's his. And I was like, oh, he left. And he was like, oh, yeah, he left. And I was like, fuck! Damn it! And I was like, I picked up this shit for nothing, because that was the whole point. And then the next day, I had to work anyways. So I came in, and again, I was a busser, so I left early. But it was snowing really bad. And Fam was like, oh, I was like, okay, I'm getting ready to leave. And I went to go say bye to him and the other managers. And he's like, oh, do you need someone to walk you out? I was like, yeah, sure. And then he was like, oh, do you want me to ask him to walk you out? And I was like, yeah.
You're like, that would be really nice, actually. That would set me ahead on my plans.
Yes, go ahead. And he told him, and he walked me out to my car. And he was like, oh, where do you live? And I told him, and we were talking. And it snowed really bad.
It was
so
cold.
It was so bad. Like, every car was covered. There was a good, couple inches, I remember. And we were talking, and I hadn't gotten my car yet.
I'm sorry,
and I was
y'all
like,
heard that.
I was about to ask him. I was like, getting the courage, and then he was like, you should give me your number. And I was like, oh, thank you, God, I don't have to ask for it.
And then they went on a date like a week later. I remember I took Joanna's phone. I took Joanna's phone at one point, and I was like, because she was like, oh, like, I, like, want to, like, stay at his house, or, like, I think he'd, like, been talking about it or something like that, and I was like...
Oh, that one? Yeah.
And I, like, took her phone, and I was like...
I went to his house, like, a couple times.
And I, like, told her, and I was like, oh, like, I want to stay
the
night.
Though. He made a joke, you know how they're like, oh, I want to cuddle, and I was like, oh, I could come over Friday, because I knew the schedule, I knew his schedule, and he was like, oh, I work.
Because I stole it. I took your phone, and I was like, and I remember I texted him, and I was like... Because I
said it, but you were like, okay, type it. I couldn't do it.
You're like, I'm like, send it. And so, like, I typed it out, and you're like, no, like, don't send it. And I was like, are you sure? And you're like, yeah. And I sent it, and you're like, Janet! That was a fun time.
He was like, oh, I work. And I was like, I do too. He was like, but I close. I'm like, I do too. I knew the entire thing. I checked. I made sure. I was like, I look at your schedule every time. I know what your schedule is. And he was like, perfect. Oh, okay. And it happened.
It just happened.
It's wow. It's Jane's.
I'm the reason why they got together.
Fault.
So I would like an award. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's how we became friends. That's how I got them together. I'm a really good matchmaker, and
but not for him.
But not for myself. I'm still a single Pringle. So if there's any beautiful, tall, maybe 6-foot guys, I don't care.
It's because he's tall. He's not.
I'm 5'9". I just really I like men who are taller than me and like. Buff.
He's not being discriminative, okay?
Discriminatory?
Same thing.
So yeah, anyways, that is this episode. That's our first episode. Wow, we did it. Look at us. And it's so long. That's okay. I don't care. It's our first episode, so like we deserve to have a long episode for our first one.
We deserve. We promise to make these a little shorter.
A little shorter every single time. Or maybe longer. Like about like maybe like somewhere around like 40 to an hour. Soon
they just get to 20 minutes. 5 minutes.
We're gonna make these really short. It's just us. Hi guys. All right, bye.
We had a good day this week.
We had a good day.
We had this day this week.
Oh my god.
English is a hard language.
The thing. So we have these other little segments. We're not going to do it today only because
it's so long.
The reason why it's already going so long, but
Jaden has the first special segment next week.
And it's called Public HR Meetings, where we just like kind of talk about random things. So yeah. Again, thank you so much.
That was a great description.
It is. It's a good description. Oh, yeah. Well. Anyways, thank you again, Anchor, for sponsoring this podcast episode. And thank you all for listening. Definitely go check out Anchor. Go get your listening ears and listen to this episode if you're not already listening to it and you're only listening to the little, whatever. I don't know.
Like it and follow.
Yeah, follow us on whatever platform you you listen to your podcast on. We would really appreciate it.
Yes.
We're both hot messes.
Yes.
And next week's episode is going to be atrocious, to say the least. I can already tell we're both atrocious people. It's gonna be a doozy. Whatever. All right. Love yous. We will see you all next week with a brand new episode podcast
of Nothing Fancy.
All right, y'all. Peace.